Good morning, YouTube. I had a conversation with a young man who used to be considered my best friend. There's workout tapes of us together, or workout videos. He can't clean worth a shit. Anyway, I'm talking to him and he asks, how's it going in West Virginia? Which I'm not in West Virginia, I'm in Tennessee. To most of the all in the world, that's banjo playing, kiss your cousin country. I actually kissed my cousin. It was all her fault. Oh, yeah, it was all her fault. I didn't have nothing to do with it. I'm 6 years older than her. Didn't have nothing to do with her. I mean, it didn't have nothing to me. It was all her fault. Anyway, comedy aside, so this young man says, how's things in West Virginia? And then he comes across with a elaborate story about how I was in West Virginia to help my mother, and my brother was too busy to help her, blah, 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 blah. And I remember explaining and talking about these kinds of issues with him, but I never sat down and said, I'm going here to do such and such. He had just kind of fabricated that and kind of made a quilt out of various factoids that have kind of crossed him and fabricated some story in his head. For what reason, I don't know. And I think it's very interesting to me that this young man is a very successful car salesman. And I think he'll be successful in other things. He's very good at this. So he's essentially a brainwashed person, a fabricated person who runs around fabricating lies to other people so he can get them to do what he wants them to do. And I'd say that he's probably the typical successful American. That's probably typical of most successful Americans. Now, I can't speak to Europeans or successful Chinese or successful Indians or successful Australians, successful Filipinos, successful Filipinas, because I don't go and live in any of those countries. I like George Carlin, who used to just criticize America. That's where he lived. So that's what he was criticizing. So that's what I'm doing. And I think my brother being the case, my brother that I'm estranged from. I remember once that we were talking and my first wife definitely just dumped my ass. There's no question about it. A couple of years later, he said, I'm glad you dumped her. He had just fabricated a whole nother story behind it. Now, I have always been, to a fault, a fact checker, a reality-based person. When I was a little boy, I would say, Grandma, I remember my grandma, Odell, beautiful person, sweet person, very domineering in her way. But I'd say, Grandma, where did God come from? I didn't mean any disrespect. And she goes, well, he's always been. And that was good enough for her. I've always questioned things and asked questions and wondered. And now I'm 54. I don't have high blood pressure. I'm not fat. I don't have any real health problems. I sleep well at night. Because I'm not conflicted anymore. Right? I'm not a person who has cognitive dissonance because I dealt with all this bullshit. If I couldn't find an answer, I said, well, it's an unresolvable problem. It's not a problem, it's an unresolvable issue because problems have solutions. There you go. If we say we have a problem, then we have a solution. Like you're going to get old and die. That's not a problem. You're gonna die. It sucks. Okay? The fact that your children are going to be sitting around fighting over what's left, one of them wants your Subaru, and the other one wants your book collection, and the other one wants your paintings by Norman Mailer. I don't know if he has any paintings, but I'm just saying. Well, then, that has a solution. You write a damn will. You write it down. Say, this is what I want. Go to a lawyer, pay him whatever he has to do, or go to online and write out a will. There's a solution. But the problem, I don't want to die, that sucks. No, there is no answer to that. The answer is you're fucked. That's the answer. And if you go through life never dealing with this, there's your answer. People would say, well, why do I need to do this? because cognitive dissonance sucks. Be a reality-based person. Peace out!